the blockchain experience. Bringing dope content to the audience. Welcome to the blockchain experience. Bringing dope content to the audience. It's the blockchain spell made of David's got so much to tell.
Hello, GM, and welcome to another episode of the Blockchain Experience. I'm your host, David. You know, in the last meeting I had with our show producer, we realized it's been a while since I've done just like a solo episode where I talk about various things, and those episodes seem to perform better than average. And like I said, it's been a while, so here we are. It's going to just be me talking about a few things. I'm going to start it off with a vibes check, talk a little bit about meme coins, a little bit of Farcaster, a little bit Scoop 3. And yeah, should be good. So before we get to that, I just want to wish all our listeners a very happy International Women's Month. It's something that we truly value here at Media 3 Labs, the parent company to the blockchain experience. We really believe in diversity and inclusiveness. You know, we just wanted to make that acknowledgement there. So let's get to the vibes check. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I'm feeling really good. It's hard to make a case against it. We're all making money again. So if you're not buying right now, you're probably very happy. And if you're buying now, it's probably not a crazy idea because I think crypto is going to be going up in the near future. Just looking at charts, Ethereum, at least at the time of this recording, has passed the 4K magic mark. It's dipped down a couple of times, but it's above. BTC has crossed the magic 70K mark. So things are good. Things are good. Vibes are feeling great. What's driving all this? Here's my take on this, is that I would say at a foundational level, despite what the media outlets might try to tell you, and I guess it depends on what media you're listening to, macro is very good, okay? We've been below 4% unemployment for a while now. Gas is below $3 in numerous parts of the country, including where I live in New Jersey. Inflation is just about eliminated, right? So, and on top of that, we have the spot BTC ETFs. And for those of you that don't know what that means, ETFs are exchange traded funds. So it's like a stock almost. Think of it as almost like a stock that can purchase other stocks on your behalf. And so from a regulatory standpoint, these quote unquote stocks slash ETFs can actually purchase Bitcoin. So now you can, through an ETF, purchase, or I shouldn't say purchase, through an ETF, you can get exposure to Bitcoin, right? And so that's one thing that's helped a lot, because now you have these big retail type institutions that are buying BTC on behalf of their clients, which is driving up the price of Bitcoin. And then another factor that you have contributing to the surging in price is the upcoming Bitcoin halving, which I'm going to take a moment here, just pause, because I see a lot of misunderstandings about what Bitcoin halving is. So one explanation, I've seen this multiple times, is that I guess it's this notion that I can understand it from the name also, Bitcoin halving. So it sounds like it's going to be a supply reduction of Bitcoin, like the amount of Bitcoin is going to go in half. No, that's actually not what Bitcoin halving is. What the Bitcoin halving means is that the amount of rewards that the miners will receive is going to be reduced. So that means they have less incentive to mine Bitcoin. That means that there's going to be more upward price pressure, because it does reduce the rate of supply. It doesn't reduce the supply, but it just reduces how quickly Bitcoin is being mined. So yes, that supply is going to, like if you chart it, it's going to continue going up, but it's tapering off a little bit more, and it's going to continue tapering off as more halvings happen. So that's what's going on. That's a Bitcoin halving. TLDR is, like I said earlier, is that it has the effect of just putting upward pressure on the price of Bitcoin. So it's just like a lot of things going right, which is great, because I feel like, since 2022. It's almost like a lot of things going wrong. How long is this going to last? In my estimation, it's going to last as long as macro remains strong. That's my take on it. And the reason's actually really simple. At the end of the day, on the spectrum of like different asset classes, when we're talking about stocks, bonds, real estate, crypto, which is an asset class, crypto is by far the riskiest. So when macro goes down, when factors around the world don't look good, when unemployment starts going up, when GDP start like going down, when there's like chaos in the world, those are things. When I say macro going down, macroeconomics, that's what I mean by it going down. Crypto's going to get hit the hardest, and it's going to be one of the first ones hit too, because that's the riskiest asset class. So from an investment standpoint, they're going to take, investors are going to take their investment out of crypto and put it into safer places. They won't see the returns that they'd like to see. With crypto, you can kind of expect outsized gains in a good circumstance. Here's a crazy stat for you. 3 out of 4 times that Bitcoin has hit an all-time high, it doubled in price within 18 days. I don't know if that's going to happen this time, but just FYI. So all that to say that there's really very few asset classes that you see where something can double in price. And it's almost like unheard of where something doubles in price like within 18 days. So with crypto, you can kind of have those outsized gains, but there's a lot of volatility with that. So when times are bad, they're really bad. And all that's to say is that with crypto, when times are bad, it's a very people storm the barn there and just like pull out of crypto, put it into safer things. They know we have a long track record to see that. So yes, it's going to last as long as macro is good. How long is macro going to be good? I think we're going to get more clarity on that as we get closer to the elections here in the US, which is going to have a profound impact on the world, just because we do have the world's largest GDP and we are a superpower here in the US. So we'll see. We're going to get more clarity on that. It's hard to say. Hopefully, for a long time, but too early to tell since we've just kind of entered this bull cycle. So good things there. I kind of being a little elusive when it comes to doing too much crystal ball reading, because I'm just not too sure how long it's going to last, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of leaving that to ambiguity. But what I am going to do is kind of take this as a moment to transition into talking about meme coins, because vibes are feeling good. People are getting bold. So seeing outsized gains, and then like meme coins seem like it's a great opportunity to get even more outsized gains. I am not here to discourage you from trading meme coins, but I am here to encourage you to look at them from a different lens that you might not be looking at them through. Meme coins are essentially a player versus player game. It's a whole bunch of people gathering together, call it a community, but like in reality, they're your adversaries. You're getting together, and the objective here is how to get into the lowest price. How are you going to strategize to get more people into this quote unquote community? How are you going to strategize to get everyone else to hold while you find a way to exit for profit? It's totally a player versus play, no matter how you spin it and community and all that other stuff. It's total 100%. It's a game. It's a player versus player game. So what you're hoping to do is kind of find the bigger fool that will kind of hold the bags at the end. I know that sounds like a doom and gloom way to think about it, and I could dedicate like a whole podcast episode to go into the, tokenomics of why that is. But I'm not going to do that right now, but just kind of sit back a little bit and think about it, like kind of rationally, about how liquidity enters a system, how it exits a system, the number of players involved. It is purely just a player versus player game. So again, although it sounds like I'm trying to discourage you from playing that game, I'm not. What I'm trying to highlight is just the fact that it is a game. All right. It's not a trading strategy. It's a game. There's no underlying fundamentals there. Purely a game. And please treat it as such. And so when you play a game, play it with money that you can afford to spend, just the same way you might do that with like, Madden cards on EA Sports or skins on Fortnite. Same concept. Play it with money that you can afford to spend and don't look at it at anything more than a game. I think a good gut check on this, maybe I can say this because I'm married, is that if you have to have like a conversation with your spouse or a partner and you like almost need their permission or blessing to buy into a meme coin, you're spending more than you should be, okay? Like that's a good gut check right there. Like if you have to have that conversation, if it's going to be like a sizable amount where you need their support, you need their blessing, you're spending too much on this game. All right. So play the game, play it because it's fun. It's a strategy. You might win some, you might lose some. Probably, truth be told, for most people, they're going to end up around the same. There's going to be some people that end up far ahead, and for the same number of people that end up like far ahead, there's going to be people that are like way down too. All right. But it's kind of like a zero sum game. It's not, it's what I'm getting at is it's not a trading strategy where there's like those underlying fundamentals that I mentioned earlier. So treat it as such. I know I'm sounding like a broken record. It's just, I'm a little worried. I see the good vibes. I see people having fun. I want people to keep having fun. I would just say be real careful about like these meme coins that you're getting into. And so long as it's with money that you can afford to like, throw away, have fun with it the same way that you take money to Vegas or Reno or Atlantic City or what have you. That's your gambling money. It's capped and you don't like withdraw more than that. You're fine. But if it starts becoming a thing where you have to have like a conversation with a spouse or a significant other or your partner, or it's like I sometimes say, keeping you up at night, you're overexposed. You're not, it's gone farther than a game. So kind of just tap the brakes, gut check, reevaluate things, maybe reallocate and just kind of get your bearings straight again. So just a friendly PSA. I know that sounds a bit harsh, but just kind of wanted to put that out there for you guys to digest. The next thing I wanted to talk about is Farcaster, which is something I've talked a lot about on X recently because truth be told, I absolutely hate X and I love Farcaster. I have a fraction of the following that I do on Farcaster versus X, but I just love it so much. And so what is Farcaster before I explain why I love it so much? It's a decentralized social network protocol. So what does that mean? It means, so let's take X/Twitter. You have Twitter. Well, I'm going to call it Twitter just because it sounds so weird calling it X all the time. You have Twitter, but with Twitter, in order to access Twitter, you have to use Twitter, all right? Which sounds kind of weird. I know, like saying that out loud. And so you're probably thinking, okay, that still like makes no sense to me. Of course, you have to use Twitter to access Twitter. Right. Okay. So zoom out a little bit and think of this. When you listen to your car radio, maybe not the best analogy here, but it's one that came to mind for younger folks. It might not really resonate that well because I don't know how many of you all listen to car radios. And I know that, for the listeners of this podcast, that 20 to 27 demographic is extremely strong, but hopefully car radios are still being used. But anyways, when you listen to a car radio, like an FM frequency, the content on that frequency doesn't change when you switch from car radio to car radio. All right. It stays the same. So whatever's on 97.7 on like a Sony car radio is going to be the same as it is on a Panasonic car radio at any given time, that it is on a Pioneer car radio at any given time, that it is on a JVC if they're still in business car radio at a given time. So it's all the same, right? Farcaster is similar in the sense that it's this protocol. So the protocol being like those radio signals that I just described, and you can use a client, and the client is like a car radio to pick them up. And that's what makes it decentralized. So like in theory, I can spend like the rest of the night today, or I'm sorry, spend the rest of today and tonight just to write like my own application that would work on the Farcaster protocol. And so what makes this Farcaster protocol, what makes Farcaster so great? It's the fact that it's decentralized. So you own your follower list, you own your posts, you own your likes, all that stuff. So talking about making my client, let's say if I make that client and you love it, you use it, but me and you have this fallout and I'm like, you know what? I want you off my client here. All right. I want you off. You're banned. You're done. You're gone. The cool thing is it's decentralized. So what'll happen is that there's other Farcaster apps out there that you can use. Go ahead and download one. Your followers are going to be there. Your posts that are known as casts on Farcaster are still going to be there. Your likes, everything's going to stay the same. Everything stays the same. You didn't lose anything. Just because you and I had a beef or I banned you or maybe I censored something, it doesn't matter. It's a decentralized protocol. It still lives on the blockchain, so to speak. It's built on the blockchain, which is, I think, a small nuance that I didn't mention earlier. So that's the beauty of Farcaster, is that it's decentralized. You're not worrying about, playing the algorithm game. You're not worried about censorship. You're not worried about, things like getting banned. Can you get banned? Yeah, you can get banned from an app. It does happen from time to time. You can just go spin up and go to another app. It's no big deal. So as it pertains to Farcaster, by far the most well-known and kind of the de facto standard, I would say, app is called Warpcast. It's available on Android and iOS. Strongly recommend, if you're not on there, download it. It takes some time to build a following like anything else, but I think what I really like about it is the fact that it's very high signal and like low noise. What I mean by that is, as someone who has 11,000 followers on X/Twitter, I'm just constantly getting like garbage DMs, random things I'm being tagged in. Some of them not so random, but it's like, I just don't want to be tagged in. It's a very messy thing to navigate. In addition to that, I think it's a result of all the things that I might have said about, the person who owns X right now, who will remain nameless, that I probably have something of a shadow ban also, because I've noticed my reach is really low the past few months. So all that's to say is, on Farcaster, none of those things apply. Decentralized platform, do what you want, say what you want, you're okay. So again, would really strongly recommend you do that. And then also another thing that I will add is the fact that you'll quickly see that it's very crypto native. It just really plays well with crypto, which is something that you don't see on X. I mean, I know that Elon Musk talks about it, and if anything, it's kind of going the other way when they removed the hexagon from the PFPs. I'm not saying that was like a sticking point for me in the least bit or anything, but I'm just talking about from a trajectory standpoint, like which direction it's headed. I don't see too many indicators that it's going towards crypto. It almost seems like a pullback from the indicators that we see. Farcaster by nature is built on crypto. It's built on the blockchain. So you're certainly not going to see that. So yeah, love Farcaster. Definitely recommend. I just evangelized it for the past 10 minutes. Definitely recommend that you all check it out. And coming towards the end here, told you guys it's going to be a fairly quick episode. That brings me to Scoop 3. I don't want to talk too much about Scoop 3 on this episode. And for those of you that don't know what Scoop 3 is, it's an on-chain podcast player that the parent company to this podcast, Media 3 Labs, has been building. It is powered by Base, and the way it works is you receive loyalty badges for listening to episodes, and those badges can unlock utility at the discretion of the podcaster issuing them. So it's really cool. Gotten really good feedback from it. We will be opening it up soon in waves, and I'll make a more formal announcement about it and what those waves look like and how it's tiered out and timelines and all that other stuff. But I did want to let you guys know is that the first wave will be to investors in Scoop 3. It's the right thing to do, guys. So have to do that, have to make sure that the early believers, and also, frankly, they've also been a huge part of evangelizing and being ambassadors for the app. They will be part of the first wave. If you do want to be part of that wave, I mean, still open to investments. Link is in the show notes. Minimum investment amount's only $100. So it's not a lot of money, folks. And it truly is an investment where you get future equity in the company. So it's not a donation. It's not a charitable act. It's like you're getting future equity rather. And it's all stuff that is above board, checks out, all done by the book. We're clean. You know, we've got lawyers, financial people, a whole bunch of different entities involved to make sure that we're doing everything right. So yeah, go ahead and invest to get into wave 1. And like I said, more details on the waves and when things will be happening will be coming real soon. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you do have any comments, shoot me a DM on X or Farcaster. And hey, I haven't said this for a while, but please give us a 5-star rating and a written review for listening to this podcast. It really, really helps out with the search algorithm. So with that, it's been a blast. And until next time.
Welcome to the blockchain experience. Bringing dope content to the audience. Welcome to the blockchain experience. Bringing dope content to the audience. It's the blockchain spell. Made of David's got so much to tell. Bringing you the latest news without fail. Hey, decentralized and secure. It's been making waves. You can't tamper with data. It's not the same old way. From finance to art, it's bringing all the trust. The blockchain experience, it's a must. Hey, welcome to the blockchain experience. Bringing dope content to the audience. Welcome to the blockchain experience. Bringing dope content to the audience. It's not just for the big boys, it's for everyone. It's a new way of doing things. It's second to none. So jump on board, join the revolution. It's a blockchain experience. It's a movement. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for the blockchain experience. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. Welcome to the blockchain experience. Bringing dope content to the audience. Welcome to the blockchain experience. Bringing dope content to the audience. It's a blockchain experience. It's a blockchain experience. It's a blockchain experience. Give it up, give it up, give it up for Major David. Give it up, give it up, give it up for Major David. Give it up, give it up, give it up for Major David. Give it up, give it up, give it up for Major David. Welcome to the blockchain experience. Bringing dope content to the audience. Welcome to the blockchain experience. Bringing dope content to the audience. Welcome to the blockchain experience. Bringing dope content to the audience. Welcome to the blockchain